guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be, I finally got the mounts to put my Sparcos in my 370, and so that's what we're going to be doing today. In order to do this, the mounts that I ordered, they just bolt into the exact same pattern of bolts for the stock seats. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the seat out, and then we're going to put in the Sparcos. Alright guys. This chair is pretty easy to get out. There's just 4 bolts, 1 on each side, and it's a 14mm to get them out. It's a little tight. Sweet. So there's a little cap like that. 14mm bolt. Putting in aftermarket seats is the newer the car, the easier just to get the bolts out, but that's for everything, so there's that. Okay. Also, you want to make sure underneath this chair there are 2 sides off. Those are seats. There are 2 cords coming up right here. One is for the seat belt, and one is for the airbag. So we'll go ahead and disconnect those. Alright, so we got the NISMO seats out. Something you want to make sure you do before you put in your aftermarket seats, you want to make sure you take off the seat belt right here. It's a 14mm bolt right here on the side. I put seats in before and forgot to put the seat belts on, and then you have to take them out and put it in, and that really sucks. So with these, there is this line right here. This is for the seat belt sensor. We're going to disconnect these plastic pieces, and we're going to pull this whole thing out so we can put it on our new chairs. Little sensor slides right out. There you go. So these are the 370 custom fit from Corbo. They were about, I got 2 of them, they're about 280 bucks. This is the passenger one. Passenger one, I just put 1 rail slider, or the 1 lock rail slider. For the driver's seat, I put a double. It was only like 15 bucks cheaper, 20 bucks cheaper, but I was like, hey, passenger seat really doesn't have to move that much because they're just enjoying. So, in order to make these fit, it's kind of hard with these Sparco seats specifically. Okay, so I made these custom little mounts because the lines on the Corbo brackets didn't match up to the lines that were on the holes for mounting on my seats. So what I did is I used some of this metal strips that had these holes in it, and I got a pretty thick, there's different, like, you can get in different thicknesses. So I got a pretty thick one, and so as you can tell, it's on here pretty good. And so what I did is I bolted the brackets to those little pieces that I cut out to match the seats. And so that way, I got my seats to fit the mounting brackets. 14mm bolts that are on the stock seat belt, they are held in by this little metal piece right here, and so what I've done is just kind of pried it off because you need to get this bolt out so you can mount them on the new seats. So there's a few different ways you can do this next part. What I like to do is I just use a bolt with some washers because I don't have a 14 one to put in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use one of these bolts that I've got laying around, and what you want to do is you want to make sure that the bolt is facing outwards, So that way, when if you slide your seat, it's not going to get caught on that. Make sure you reconnect the seatbelt sensor. Something that I've realized, at least from installing multiple pairs of seats, is that there's a huge difference between the name brand ones and the eBay ones. The eBay ones, a lot of them are universal. They have like a bunch of holes all over the bracket. Sometimes it can work. And that's not really the hard part. The hard part is matching the metal holes on the bottom of the bracket actually up to the car itself. And because even if it's like a 1/10 of a millimeter off, you know, it's harder to get that in there. So something I've learned is that buying name brand or something like this is definitely worth it, and it's really not that much more. First set of brackets I got that I put in were about 180 bucks. And they worked, but they were, like, one of the seats was kind of like tilted a little bit, you know, just the welding and everything was just off a little bit, and I didn't really like that. But at the time, you know, I couldn't really afford to do anything else. These Corbo ones were $280. They're on their website, they're a perfect match. They're really easy. They look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. Alright, so there it is, guys. Final install. Final look at the install of my Sparco seats in the 370.